Hello everyone, and yesterday due to the issue with the platform, we are unable to complete the class. So it was got suspended in the middle, right? Okay, fine. And today we shall be continuing with the third module. So yesterday I thought of giving you a small introduction to module three and then coming starting up with the topics of module three, but we are unable to do it yesterday. So we shall start with the same topic in today's session. Okay. So you can see this is your syllabus, right? So where initially we have talked about the meaning and the characteristics of management. Module one will be entirely talking, concentrating on management, like meaning and nature and characteristics of management, scope of functional areas of management, goals of management, and these are the four activities, right? Planning, organizing, staffing, and the other one is directing and controlling. So these are the various activities that we have talked on management. Okay, so let me go for the next slide. In the next module 2, we were talking about directing and controlling. So directing is the first half part of module 2, and second half part talks on controlling. So what are the different leadership styles? And we have talked on 5 motivation theories and the difference between communication and coordination. At last, we have wind up with methods. Okay, so now we shall concentrate on module 3. So module 3 talks only about entrepreneur. So let me tell you in brief about what is the use of entrepreneur or what is entrepreneur. See, entrepreneur is the one who starts the own company or who invests in the company, or like if you plan to start your own business, that is, you will become an entrepreneur. Okay, so someone who is going to be a owner of a business firm, that is called entrepreneur. So initially we will be starting with the meaning of entrepreneur, and next we will be moving on to characteristics of entrepreneur. What are the characteristics that an entrepreneur should possess? And next to that we will be talking on classification and different types of entrepreneurs, and similarly entrepreneurs process, and what is the role of these entrepreneurs in the development and growth in India, and what are the barriers which leads to entrepreneurship to get failed. So at last we will be concluding with business opportunities and a case study like technical feasibility study or social feasibility study on entrepreneur. Okay, so this is about module 3. So now we shall start with module 3. So first, initially, what does the word entrepreneur mean? So entrepreneur is derived from the French word called entrepreneuring. So entrepreneur is a French word which is derived from the word called entrepreneuring. This word is used to designate. I mean, this word is to affiliate an organizer of musical or other entertainments. So actually, this is the one which was even entrepreneur is a earlier one. If suppose I organize a particular event, and if I was the sole and sole responsibility of the entire set of activities to that entire process, then I will be the entrepreneur of the work. So since I am the one who's going to plan for the entire work and to carry out the entire activity. And according to Cantillon, an entrepreneur is a person. So he has given a definition for the word entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is a person who buys factory services at a certain prices. See, as I told you earlier, entrepreneur is the one who is going to invest, who is going to put money in getting the things done, and thereby he has to generate some profit from it. Okay, so if, for example, if I am the one who is going to get some raw materials from, let me take some people, AB. So from them, I'm collecting some raw materials, and I'm going to sell those raw materials to the market. Or what I can do is with those raw materials, I can make my own product and I can make it that available to the market. So this is also called as an entrepreneur. Okay. So entrepreneur is a bearer of a risk. That was I was talking about. So he is the one who is involved in risk. For example, if I run a business from my side with investment from my side, and either the business gets profit or the business gets loss, and it is going to affect one limb, right? So, for example, let me take in this manner: if I start a company and if I recruited some 5 to 6 employees, since it is a startup company, let me take that I have recruited some 6 employees in my company, and we all working together. So in this scenario, if there is, some sort of project got failed, so I can't tell the employees that since the project was failed, I will not be paying you salary for this month or the next month, right? So even though it gets succeed or failure on whatever the work they have done, you're going to pay them. And the other thing, if I bought a machine for investing and if my project got lost, I can't blame the machine that I have lose my amount, right? So entrepreneur is a bearer of risk in terms of like investment and risk in terms of money, risk in terms of time, and risk in terms of efforts, all everything, and which is non at all insurable. And these are the two definitions of entrepreneur. And one definition is given according to Intelon. And now let us talk about concept of entrepreneur. So what does that concept begin? Entrepreneur. The term entrepreneur. So it means like we used to say entrepreneurship, right? So the term entrepreneur. So it directly tells us that it points to someone who starts an organization, or it can be a small scale organization, or it can be a small scale, what I can say, like can say it can be a small scale business, or it can be a small shop. It can be of anything. Okay, so this entrepreneur views are broadly categorized or classified into 3 groups, and namely those are like risk bearer, organizer, and innovator. So now let us see some three well-known people of management. They have given 3 definitions of 3 things. Like one has talked on entrepreneur as bearer, risk bearer. One has talked on entrepreneur as an organizer, and the other one has talked on entrepreneur as an innovator. Now let's discuss this in brief. See, Richard Cantillon. So he is the one who was given a definition for entrepreneur, which we have discussed in the previous slide. So, Richard Cantillon defined the entrepreneur as an agent, as I told you earlier. So, who buys certain products at certain prices, and in order to combine them into a product with a view to selling at an uncertain prices in future. You know, uncertain prices, right? So, uncertainty is something which we can't expect. For example, let me take, I'm throwing a coin. Either it may result in it or it may result in tail, and there is no assurance that I will be getting either head or I will be getting tail. That is called uncertainty. So if I purchase some kind of product as of now, and in future if I plan to sell that product for an additional cost of, I mean, double times or triple times. So it depends on the demand, and if that has the current demand in future, then my product will be selling very large at a market rate. And in case if the product it does not have boom in the next 5 years, and even though if I made everything great in the right manner, at last I can see that my product will not be getting emerging into the market. At last I will be resulting in loss. So whatever the profit or whatever let be the loss, it is always related with I mean, what to say as an entrepreneur. Okay, so that is why we call it as a risk bearer, and he is the one who is going to take risk on the work, risk on the activity, not alone like a investment. And if you choose to if you are willing to start a company, then you need an infrastructure. And if you require infrastructure, then you need to talk about human resources as well. So if I have certain human resources, infrastructure, and everything, and even though that if I can't make my project or work to be successful in the market, then it is no use of having it, right? So that is we call entrepreneur as risk bearer, and entrepreneur as an organizer. See, organizer is the one who conducts an event. Or if you take organization, you can see some organizers will be there on the work. So according to Baptist, he tells that he is given definition for entrepreneur as he is the one who combines the land of one, the labor of another, and capital of yet another, and produces a product. So if you take some kind of people like entrepreneurs, they will be getting one work from one set of people, another work from one set of people, and they will allot some particular rate. This is an better example for Reliance. Okay, so they will get a product from A and they will have certain rate and price, and they will get a product from B. They will have certain price, and at last, if you see it, they at the end they will be commonly having certain prices. Yes, so they will be having commonly certain prices according to which they are going to defend the work, according to which they are going to gain the work. And there's a small difference between organizer and innovator. See, innovator, you know the meaning of innovation, right? Something we are going to produce something new, a novel idea or a novel that is called innovator. And entrepreneur as an innovator. Joseph Schumpeter in 1934, he has been assigned a crucial role of innovator to the innovation to the entrepreneur. And this is quite common. If you take any kind of organizations, you can see that will be always an innovation. And then, if you take specifically educational institutions, there will be always an triple IC, Institute Industry Interaction Cell. Okay, but when you talk about both IT, non-IT, and all companies, you can see to it like we will be having an innovation cell. So where people will be motivated, where people will be asked to come out with some effective things, where people will be asked to come out with some effective ideas, with innovative solutions. Okay, so that is the role of innovator. So he considered economic development as a dynamic change brought by entrepreneur. So societal challenges, if we talk about the societal change, whatever happening in the environment, so which we come out with a novel idea or a novel project or a novel thing, which makes the society to get promote to the next level, or which makes the society to get moved to the next level. They are called as innovators. I mean, specifically, this is where engineer, we as an engineer, we fits on, right? So as a, what is the job of engineer? So we used to say engineering is a discipline, right? So which where people will be get trained, and those engineers will be responsible to produce or to come out with the solutions of so common societal problems. So in what way you can make a product, or in what way you can make a service that to be helpful for each and every common man in the market, each man, common man in the world. That is the role of engineer. Okay. So the introduction of a new combination according to him was like just computer. So it may be in any forms. One is introduction of a new product in the market, so which is extremely an innovative work. I mean to say, I mean to say, introduction of a new product in the market. So when an engineer acts as an entrepreneur, when he comes out with a novel project or a new product in the market, which can solve some societal problems, which can change the life cycle of a common people. All those things are called like a introduction of new product into the market. And second, use of new method of production which is not yet tested. So it is also the other way. The one is we can come out with a new product in the market, and the other one we can have new method of production, and the other one is opening of new market. I mean like whether I can come out with a new product in the market, or a new method of production which is not yet tested and which is not yet available in the market, or opening of new market, or some cases like discovery of new source of raw materials, or bringing out a new form of organization. So what is called like a new form of organization? So earlier you can see companies used to have some managers, or you can call supervisors, or you can call executive directors, or you can call CEO, right? So we companies used to have, yes, uh, companies used to have a specific role called manager, supervisor, and they will be the one who will be looking on the other activities. So they are the one if the if a manager brings a novel idea, if a manager brings a novel idea which can change the entire organization, or which can change the entire organization to the next level. So that is like bringing out of new form of organization. And Scrum Peter also has done one thing, like he has differentiated the difference between in the inventor and innovator. And these are two quite different terms, right? So inventor is one who comes up with new methods and new materials, but whereas innovator is one who will be utilizing those inventions and discovers in making in order to make new combinations. I mean, inventor is one who finds out something, and innovator is one who can use that the new invented thing in a creative manner, in a successful manner, making their work to be a profit level. Okay, so entrepreneur can be defined as a person who tries to create something new. So here it is inventor. Okay, so who tries to create something new which is not there in the market. Unless and until if you start the business which is not unique in the market, you will not be able to get succeed in the business environment. Even though else if you come up with some existing things with the market, then also you should have your work to be unique, or some features to be unique, so that which makes your company, which makes your project, which makes your work to be better than the others. Okay, so in the entrepreneur can be defined as a person who's trying to create something new and organizes our production, undertakes risk, and handles economic uncertainty. It is always quite natural, right? The one who is going to invest and run at the back of every work is the going to one the major role of the work. So uncertainty involved in enterprise. So always keep remember that uncertainty is something which we can't decide, which we can't expect. That is always uncertainty. And some important definitions related to entrepreneur. So now we will be talking about a few definitions which has been given by a few experts on this particular area called management and entrepreneurship. See, now tell me what is the relation between entrepreneurship and management? Does the management requires entrepreneurship, or entrepreneurship requires managing skills? Right? It is, of course, entrepreneurship always requires managing skills. And if the entrepreneur does not possess managing skill, I mean, he does not have the skill how to get work from others, or how to make the others to do their work and to do work for their objectives, then of course the entrepreneur is going to lose his position. He's not going to hold his position. Okay, so that is a little difference between entrepreneur and management. And also, I can say it is the importance of management is quite important in entrepreneurship. So without this managing skill, or without this managerial skills, an entrepreneur is not going to get succeed in his life or in his work. Okay, so according to F.A. Walker, he has defined entrepreneur as one who is endowed with more than average capacities. He is the one who is outstanding. He is the one who is especially talented. I mean, then average capacities in the task of organizing and coordinating the factors of production. So we have seen one example called land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurs. It can be of anything. Like I can come out with a new certain a complete set of a new activity which is not there in the market, and the other I can come out with some novel idea. I mean to say, so where I can have some work in the market, which I'm going to correlate, which I'm going to connect. So one set of product with other set of product, I'm coming out with a solution, and I can see one set of work. I can get one raw material from one set of guy, another raw material from another set of people, and I can work on that to come out with a solution. And Marx regarded entrepreneur as social parasite, so which is again solving the societal problems. And according to Gilbert, an entrepreneur must accept the challenge, right? If you want to act, if you're trying to do something new, innovative, and unique, then almost it is must and sure that you should be able to accept the challenge. So an entrepreneur must accept the challenge and should be willing to achieve something. So how far we are going, how far he is going to work hard to make achieve something in the future. And Peter F. Drucker, he has defined entrepreneur as one who always searches for change. Okay. So as I was telling you earlier, change is the only word that never sees changes in the life. Other than the word change, you can see everything gets change, right? So only that word change remains always same, and all the other things get changed, and all the other activities gets keep on changing. So who's going to respond to it and exploit it as an opportunity? And innovation is the basic tool of entrepreneurs, and it means by which they exploit change as an opportunity for different business or service. And people earns even by offering a service to the other set of workers, even by offering a set of services as a product or as a work to other group of people. And according to Hagen, he has defined entrepreneur as an economic man who tries to maximize his profits by innovation. So we need some kind of creativity, imagination skills to work on certain activity, to work on certain to work on certain projects. So only then we may be able to shine in the work. Only then we may be able to make our work gets proceed with the forward to the next stage. Okay, so involve problem solving and gets satisfaction from using its capabilities on attacking problems. So how fine you're going to solve the problems and how fine you're going to make the work to be successful. Okay, and according to Mark Arzen, an entrepreneur is a person who specializes in taking judgmental decision about the coordination of scarce resources. So again, let us again with the role. As I was telling about earlier, decision making. So a right decision with at the right time will always make the project to be right. Will always make the project to be successful. Will never the project will get failed on or failure. Okay. So similar to that, and this entrepreneur is the one who is going to act or who is going to think on the exact decisions, the most important decision roles of an business, the most important decision roles in a business. Okay, so entrepreneur is a person who specializes in taking judgmental decision about the coordination of scarce resources. And Frank Ing defined the entrepreneur as a change agent. So, what does mean by agent? You can see some things called agent and vendor. There are a little bit quite differences between vendor and agent. So agent, you can call an agent as a supervisor, or an agent is an intermediate who gets some product from the X people and who sell it to Y people, or who is going to collect or interlink the set of people with that set of people. And vendors can be the one who's the third party. They will not. They are the one who is going to make the product to be get delivered to reach the people who are the one who is going to sell the product, and they will not be involved in the development of the product or development of the project or work, but they will be the one who is will be looking on the selling of work and the selling of everything, and making the products and making the things readily to be get available in the market. for people use. And according to Max Weber, entrepreneurs are a product of particular social condition in which they are brought up, and it is a society which shapes individual as entrepreneurs. So we always used to say entrepreneurs should always solve certain societal problems. Only then they will be recognized to be an entrepreneur, right? So International Labor Organization has defined entrepreneur as those people who have the ability to see and evaluate business opportunities. I mean, the main motto is to be successful in the business, to be how to be successful in the business, how to get out, how properly we are utilizing the business opportunities on, and how properly we are getting growth in our the work, and together with the necessary resources to take advantage of them and to initiate appropriate action to ensure success. And however, we are promoting, we are making our projects to get proceed to the next higher level. And Corey describes entrepreneur as a character who combines innovativeness, not only innovativeness, like both innovativeness and invention. Okay, and who is ready to take a risk, and who can able to sense opportunities, who can able to identify and use the resources potentially, or I can say who can able to identify and use the resources opportunities in an effective manner, and however you can make the product or the process to get excelled. So consent for excellence and who is persistent in achieving the goal. So these are the various definitions or various important definitions which is related to entrepreneur. And now let us talk about the characteristics of entrepreneur. And of course, it is usually to say that entrepreneur should be a talent, and you should have certain business talent in them, and you should have certain capacity. You should have certain skills in handling the work, and you should be having certain efficient skills and efficient contact, and you should be a skilled one to work act on the work. So entrepreneur is a person of telescopic faculty, drive, and talent, who perceives business opportunities and promptly seizes them for exploitation. Now let's talk about one by one. So the core competency level, initiative. So initiative, like who do something before they are asked for or forced by some event, or to extend the business to new areas or products or services. Who's going to take the initiative beyond every activity and every action in the market. So whatever the work that has been assigned for me, however I'm going to promote that work to the next stage. Perceiving opportunities. It is something like utilizing the opportunities in the better level, right? So utilizing the opportunities in the better manner, or utilizing opportunities in an effective manner. So making the opportunities to get used. So I should not make sure of I should not waste any opportunity, right? So only when you utilize an opportunity, then only you will be realizing that either is it a good opportunity or it is a bad opportunity. But of course, all the opportunities are good, that we should think, act, and react to the case. And persistence, which takes repeated or different actions to overcome obstacles. And information gathering. So it is more quite important collection. If I start a business firm, and if I plan to start some kind of company, so initially I need to think on what are the resources that are available for this particular business in the market. And if I can't find any resource, then I should think on it. And next, I should talk about like the place or the location where I can start my company, and what my company goals should be, and who will be my clients, and how far I'm going to supply the product or supply the service, how far I'm going to provide the service or supply the product to them, and how I'm going to make my customers to get satisfied with the work that I do, and how can I promote my work for the next further stages. Okay. And how can I undertake if something like we people used to call us like a consultancy research works. So far, all those works can be done, and how can I promote my company to the next level? And the fifth, concern for quality work. Of course, the better quality product or the better service will always has its better place in the market, and along to it will always has its better price tag also. Okay, and you can see like in the products like biscuits or brush something, whatever it will be, you can see MRP. It is maximum retail price, right? So when the people, for example, if the MRP is 20 rupees, and initially when it leaves from the company, it will be around 10 rupees, right? That will not be the rate of 20. See, for example, let me take a 20 rupees biscuit packet, and which is of 20 rupees, and the raw materials and whatever that they have consumed for it to prepare that will cost around only 5 rupees, and the 80% or 60% of the thing for the retail price, 60% goes to just marketing and making it to reach the customer. For that they're expending more than 50 to 60%, and whereas the investment towards doing the work or developing the product is little bit less. And in this case, like only 5 rupees will be spent for preparing the biscuit, and that will be coming out with a market with a rate of like 7 to 8 rupees, and that will reach the market with the rate of some 10 to 12 rupees, and again that will go to the agent at the rate of 15 rupees, and when it gets to a seller like vendors, grocers, there they will be delivering at 18 rupees, and when it reaches people to use, they are getting it for 20 rupees. So this is how it goes. That is what the meaning of maximum retail price. It does not that that is a fixed price for the product. So it is the maximum rate. Within that, below that rate, you can make the product to be sold at any rate. But we used to make the product available at the maximum retail price, not at the minimum retail price, right? So if it is 20 rupees, it is not the worth of 20 rupees. So that 20 rupees is including of everything, like from making into market and getting into product in the marketplace and making it to more and for everything they're planning and they're making it as 20. But if we talk about the minimum retail price, it will be around 10 to 12 rupees. But not even a single shop is selling the product or making the product available for a minimum retail price. And everyone makes the product sell at maximum retail price. So that to be get changed. But in today's business market, no way people is going to look after the business. Right? No way they want their business to get down. No way they want their business to go down in future. Okay, and the commitment to contractual obligations. So in certain things, we can make some set of people to work on a contract, and also like when we get involved in a project where we will be getting signing into a contract with the customer. So whereby both the people should accept, both the people should make everything to get clear. And I mean to say where both the people should sacrifice, both the people should accept full responsibility in doing the work and in maintaining a proper schedule and getting the work done. And efficiency orientation. So how far I'm going doing things properly in a faster and better manner, and also which can make my product or a project or work to be in a better manner. Planning. We have talked a lot about planning. So without planning, nothing is going to make successful. Even though we have a plan, we should have a proper project track and control thing, and problem solving. So we should have an innovative, creative imagination skills in solving the common societal problems so that we can make a new product to be available in the market. So which thereby can improve some technical levels in core competence levels in the company. And self-confidence, that is only the boost for the entrepreneur. So only self-confidence and only self-motivation may motive is work to get promoted to the next higher stages, to get moved forward towards the next higher stages. And experience. So we always used to say like management is an art, so which we can't get that directly by just reading a textbook or by just following by just doing something. So it comes in experience with the work. So whereby I can utilize my talent, whereby I can utilize my technical skills, whereby I can focus my expertise areas of business. So where I can promote finance and marketing things, etc. And self-critical. For example, so if I what are the mistakes if I had done like unexpectedly some mistakes might happen in a company, but how far you are coming out with those mistakes and how far we are making you work to move towards the next step. That is quite important. We should not talk just keep on talking about the giving like a complaints or giving the work that we got failed. It should be always to be talked in a positive manner and persuasion, which persuades customers and financiers to promote their business or in increasing their business demands and use of influence or strategies. So we always used to say like to develop business contacts, and we have certain people as called e-agents, and we have certain restrictions in doing the work. So how far we can influence people in doing the work? How far you can influence people in getting the work done? How far you can promote them into make the profit and make the work done? And assertiveness, like instructing, or I can tell something like, for example, if someone has done some work which made the project to get failed, or which are not, I mean, who is responsible to do the work, if he fails to do the work, I can state that this project has get failed only because of it. Or I can even write and tell them that this problem is done by you, or you are the one who are not concentrated on the work. You are not involved in the work. That is called like in the reprimand or discipline for failing to perform. Or I can talk like I can punish him for make for no, it's not involvement, or I can make him, or I can assess him, or I can punish him for his work. Like you can say, like people tend to have suspension. Suspension sometimes will be dismissed from the jobs. All these things and monitoring. So monitoring is regularly as keep on assessing the things regularly. So developing a reporting system to ensure that work is completed and quality as per the norms and credibility. So honesty in dealing with employees, suppliers, and customers. So which always ensures that we always promote the company in a higher manner. And if it gets down, and if it gets down automatically, you will be losing your position in the market. And next, a concern for employee welfare. So employees can express their concerns on different activities. Like earlier, we don't used to have something called EPF, Employment Provident Fund Organization, but now used to have UPF and ESI, Employment State Employment Insurances, and employment medical healthcare policies, and everything is there. Earlier, people used to work and they used to get and the money and they used to get them. And even though now governments, and if you look at the job policies and the job opportunities of government and private, you can compare and you can understand the things. So we can't find that much good services and that much good offers, that much good things from private sections, private sectors. But whereas if you look at the government, you can see some multiple set of things, multiple set of services will be offered for people, and where people will be tend to feel happy till their work or till the end during their life. Impersonal relationship, which places a long-term goodwill over a short-term gain in a business relation. So, which is again connecting with the objective and vision, expansion of capital base. It is something like where you can reinvent or where you can reinvest most amount on in capital to increase the profit level or to increase the capital of the firm, and building product image. So which is concerned about the image of its products among consumers and does everything possible to show. For example, you can call like a brand image. So most of the companies used to have certain brand images, right? So most of the companies used to have certain brand images in their work. So which helps them to promote that to the next higher level. Okay. So I think this distinction between entrepreneur and manager we can discuss in the next session. Thank you.